front of me, somehow I've managed to get together Kamala Harris and Donald Trump for the final debate before the election. How are you doing this evening?
Wonderful.
All right. How about yourself, sir?
Well, I'm busy winning.
Well, I understand. Let's get right to the questions. It's the answers people want to know. These aren't softballs that we're throwing you. You know what? The United States is beginning to fall behind on education. A lot of this pertains to communication. What can we do to make sure old people know how to use emojis? Kamala, that question for you first.
I see. Yes. That's one of the things that's so important. Um, yeah. um, you know, these older people are having trouble, and this is something that Donald Trump has caused. And I know that I'm going to win and on Tuesday night, and we're going to fix this. We're going to fix this, okay?
All right,
Okay.
Kamala, Mr. Trump.
Well, I have a beautiful, a lot of people that are older have a lot of respect for Trump. They happen to like Trump a lot. And when I get back into the White House, we're going to sign a new, beautiful, beautiful deal, new policy, great policy, that people over the age of 65 years old will not be allowed to have a computer whatsoever, nor a phone. And if they are caught with one, with my great law enforcement, they'll be shot.
Wow, that I guess would do it. All right, let's move on to the next question here. Well, many of our citizens are worried that Canadians are going to start invading via the northern border and try to make Americans overly nice like Canadians. How do we protect the all-American asshole from being diluted by crazy Canucks? Sir, we'll start with you, Mr. Trump.
Well, first of all, I had a great relationship with Justin Trudeau. Who I don't call him that, that, because he's two-faced. I call him Justin Trudeau. Horrible person. And when I say blow, it's not because he blows a lot of hot air, because he hangs out at the gay bathhouse.
Oh, no.
But he's a horrible person, and he's nasty, ready? And he's vicious. He's a horrible, vicious person. And I will make sure that we put our beautiful, beautiful ice, and they're tough ice. You take these Marines, you take a cop, the ice is a lot tougher than that. And we're going to put them along the Canadian border. And if we have to, I will invade Canada. And if we have to, we will use a nuclear weapon. We'll do it fast.
All right. Ms. Vice President Harris, how do you respond to that?
Well, you see, Canada is a country, and it's a big country, and it's next to the United States, and separated by a border.
Right.
Okay. And Donald Trump is the reason we're having this problem. When I am able to get in office and deal with the border, I have been to the border.
Excuse me, I gotta jump. Excuse me, I gotta jump.
Okay,
First
sir.
of all, ready? They said she was a border czar. They said, oh, she's border czar, yet she never went to the border. And the only border she went to was a Mexican restaurant. Horrible. And now they're pouring in, and she'll never tell you this because they want to deny it. These are people coming in. They're not the good ones, Patrick. These are the bad ones. Gang leaders, gang members, Selena Gomez, the band Menudo, mariachi bands. These are horrible, horrible criminals, and they have to be thrown the hell out.
Kamala, I'll have to, Vice President Harris, I'll have to let you respond to that. Go ahead.
This is exactly why I need to be president. Donald Trump has created this problem, and it's unfortunately something that we have to deal with a solution.
Right. Okay.
By the way, Patrick,
Yes, sir.
We're going to get rid of the bad ones. When I get back into office, which is going to be like in 3 days, I hate to say it. When I get back in the office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put me back in the White House, and we're going to have the greatest mass deportation program in the history of the world. But we can't throw all the Mexicans. We don't want to get rid of all the Mexicans. Who's going to mow the lawn? But we want to get rid of many of them, the bad ones, not the good ones.
I sir, I understand. Listen, according to reports, more citizens now take Ozempic than the vaccine. Some are worried that we're going to lose all our big bottom girls. What will you do as president to make sure we don't lose all those badonkadonks and dump trucks? Go ahead, Miss Harris.
I see. Yes. Donald Trump is the reason why we're having this problem. And I love big yellow school buses. So
Is that what you call a posterior big yellow school bus, Vice President Harris? Is that
right?
right?
Right. Right.
Okay.
So we'll be busing in all the food that we need so that we can fix the problem that Donald Trump has created.
Okay, you'll bust it. That makes sense. Busing in food, sure. Mr. Trump, how would you?
Well, first of all, First of all, they're never going to get rid of Ozempic. They'll never want to get all the women thin. They will never do that, because if they do that, there'll be no black people. No black men will ever date a woman that's too thin. You know that they like the fat ones, and they like big ones that are very big. So, to be honest, I happen to do very well with the black audience. They happen to love me a lot, and they want me to take Ozempic off the shelf because they love their women beautiful and big, especially the white ones. And so we'll be putting up many, many fast food restaurants. We'll fatten these women up. We'll put them on low protein, high carbohydrate diets. They're going to be fat as hell.
Well, speaking of that, we've been hearing chatter on social media about who can down the most hot dogs. Trump supporters say Trump could easily put a baker's dozen in under a minute, but Kamala supporters say that she could easily be.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Obviously, Kamala wins. That's how she got to be vice president.
Oh my. Vice President, I don't even know what to say. I'll let you respond to that, ma'am.
I think my experience in history speaks for itself.
It might, yeah. Okay.
You know, I used to love hot dogs. I used to love hot dogs until one day I saw Pete Buttigieg eating one. And after that, I was so disgusted, I never did it again.
Just turns your stomach.
Terrible. Yeah, he does that for a living. You know that, right?
Oh, I didn't know, sir. I didn't know that.
He likes hot dogs. He likes a bear, beautiful and bare, in the back of the 7-Eleven.
I see, in the back.
Yeah, behind the dumpster.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I had to cough. Let me ask you this, Mr. Trump, who would win in a one-on-one match in Call of Duty on Nuketown, one-on-one snipers only?
Well, snipers only. Well, if I didn't have a great Secret Service, I'd probably get shot. I'd get shot again, right? But if it was one-on-one Call of Duty, I think I'd win very big, because no one did a great job with the military like I did. When I took over the military, it was depleted. I built it up, beautiful missiles, shiny bombs. Our military was scarier than Rosie O'Donnell at a nude beach.
Okay, Vice President Harris, how would you fare? Do you think you could beat him in one-on-one snipers only?
Well, first of all, Donald Trump has created this problem, but we all know that I am very strong with the military. Everything that he talks about, I actually plan on implementing.
Yeah. She's good with the military, Patrick, because she slept with half of them. That's why.
Oh, and sir, I am. Oh, okay. Let me go to.
Okay.
Let me go to a different question. I think, Ms. Vice President, you'll do very well on this one. Neither of you have made any kind of statement on which is best for U.S. citizens, sativa or indica. Which one of the marijuanas do you support and why? Vice President?
Well, I was a prosecutor, and this is a very important topic for me. And as you know, I love to smoke. I mean, I love to prosecute people who smoke indica the most.
Okay. President or former President Trump, could you tell us which one
Well,
of the marijuana?
actually, the drugs are pouring in. You see that, right? We want to get rid of all that stuff. That's terrible. It's garbage. It's terrible, and it's pouring in over our borders. It's coming. It's actually, they said it's worse than fentanyl, and it's coming in. And Kamala in crooked Joe Biden's watch, and they're letting thousands and thousands. They said maybe 10 million. I think it's more like 30 million, maybe 100 million. They're pouring in. And ready? We used to have a great border patrol. They would stop the drugs, including the pot, right at the border. They would stop it. And now there's no border patrol. Now they walk in, they're hopping in. They caught 2 guys last week on a bicycle. 1 guy was on a pogo stick. They're hopping into the country and they don't care. And it's all on her watch. They don't care about that. They want to destroy the country. They're corrupt and they're grossly incompetent.
All right, Vice President Harris, again, let me throw you a question I feel like you might be more passionate about. There's been a major debate about electric versus gas vehicles. Why aren't we just moving to flying cars instead?
Right. Donald Trump has made this very difficult for us to, Donald Trump is the reason there aren't flying cars. If there was no Donald Trump, we would have flying cars.
Oh,
Right.
Right. Okay. Mr. Trump.
Excuse me. They don't like, ready? It's called the Green New Scam. That's what it is, Patrick. The Green New Scam. They want to take away your guns. They want to take away your God. They want to take away your cars. They want everything electric. And what happens when the grid goes down and the electricity runs out? You'll be stuck in a highway, right? You get an electric car. And Elon Musk is a great friend of mine, but we both agree. You get the car, you drive like 2 feet, you got to go get gas again. You got to get the electric. You got to charge it up. With a gas car, you fill it up, you go hours and hours. Now they want to charge it up with electricity. Every like 20 feet, you got to pull over. It takes hours to charge it.
Hours.
It is a total disgrace. It is. And now they want to do it with military. Imagine that you're in a tank. You're attacking the enemy. You have to getting fired upon. They want to kill you, and you got to stop and charge your stupid tank. It's the Green New Scam, and it's horrible, and they're a disaster.
All right, sir. Well, how about this? And I know that you.
By the way,
Yes.
I heard Kamala's a lesbian. I just heard that.
Sir, I don't know that that's true at all. And anyway, I think she's married.
I
sir.
heard it. I don't want to say it, but I heard it.
I
They
see.
said she's an angry lesbian, and I tried to defend her. I said she's a nice person. They said she's an angry lesbian. She loves to lie. One day she's black, the next day she's Indian. I heard the other day she said she was Portuguese. She is a fraud, a total fraud, a grossly incompetent.
Sir, we have to move on to this next question. It's very important to the voters here where I'm at in Arkansas because, and sir, I know you some conspiracies you kind of lean into. We know the government is now using weather manipulation. In Arkansas, we have heat waves that we don't want. Will either of you commit to bringing better Florida-style weather to Arkansas with weather manipulation? Mr. Trump?
Well, we have great weather in Florida. I live in Mar-a-Lago, so we got great weather all year round.
Right.
And I like to play golf. So I like great weather. And I think the whole thing with the weather patterns has been created by the horrible Democrats. And I call them Democrats because when I win, they're going to shit their pants.
Oh.
But they created this. They said, a couple of years ago, there's a problem with the ozone. It's terrible. It's all a lie. One day, if it's too cold, they say it's weather. The next day, if it's too hot, it's weather. We can put me back in the White House. Ready?
Okay.
And I will bring the most perfect weather in the history of the world. We're going to have the greatest weather than any country, any planet. We're going to do it so beautifully. We might even, ready? I might even set up a beautiful pioneer station on Jupiter for Americans to go on their tourism or travel.
Oh, wow. That's okay. Yeah. Vice President Harris,
Space
that's
Force. We have
pretty,
Space Force.
pretty compelling answer there, Vice President. How do you respond?
I'm from a middle-class family, and
she's from a no-class family, actually.
Oh, hold on, sir. Hold on. Go ahead.
I'm speaking.
No class.
I'm speaking. Right.
The weather is really great where she lives. That's why she's so dark. Apparently, she's black now. Apparently, she's black.
Oh, no.
Must be really good weather. It's a fake tan.
I'm not sure weather
Did
is.
you hear that?
Yeah, I don't even.
Right.
Horrible.
Right. So I grew up in a neighborhood, and we're so proud of our grass. We love our yards.
Yeah.
It's so middle class. And Donald Trump wants to take that away from America. But Donald Trump is the problem. And
Patrick, ready? You ready?
Okay.
Once I become president, put me back in the White House, and we're going to fix it very simply with these Democratic cities, the Democratic state, the blue states. We call them the blues. I call them the black and blue states because they're getting their asses kicked. But when I'm back in the White House, I'm going to work it out so the weather in the blue states is terrible. It's going to be the worst weather
Okay,
ever.
I see.
Hurricanes, tornadoes, sandstorms. I'm going to make it so the beautiful red states will have the greatest, most beautiful weather, and the blue states will live in hell, in hell.
Okay. All right. Final question. Last question of the season.
By the way,
before-
Patrick,
Yes, sir.
Patrick, wait, excuse me.
Yes,
You know
sir.
she's a lesbian, right? She's a lesbian.
I did hear you say this. Yes,
She's a
sir.
lesbian. I
Yeah,
heard
you
that.
said you heard that. Yeah, I know. I did get that.
I should try this.
Yeah. Both of
Donald
you.
Trump is not from a middle class family.
No, I'm from a very high class family. We're a family of winners. We like to win. Sometimes I lay down because I'm tired of winning. I hate to say it. And by the way, Patrick, you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You should see my turnouts. She said I have low turnouts and people leave early. Can you believe that? They say, by the way, they bust them in. She busts them in. They get 10 or 20 people that show up and they have to have Beyonce sing one of her stupid songs. And they go, oh my God, the fake news. Oh my God, she's got 20 people. Oh my God. Meanwhile, we're getting 60, 70, 80,000 people showing up. It's a love fest. And the fake news, they never talk about. They'll never show it.
Miss Harris, is it true you have 25 people show up?
No one shows up. No one shows up.
Are you
It's-
busing people in, Vice President?
They're busing them in. They're busing them in. And on short buses, by the way. They're coming in on short buses.
That seems impractical, but okay.
Yeah, well, the short buses because they're not mentally all there. I hate to say it. They're getting the bad ones.
I see. Okay.
Short buses.
All right. Last question here. Both of you are ridiculously wealthy. Why not just take all your money and divide it up amongst the people and end all the problems?
I'm from a middle class family, and
Yeah, originally, sure.
yeah.
First of all, I had a great life. You know that, Patrick. I had a
I
great
do
life.
know that,
I
sir.
was making so much money. I could have been on one of my islands, enjoying one of my beautiful drinks, enjoying my fruits of labor. Even the first lady said, she goes, darling, why would you want to put yourself through it? I said, we have to do it because we have to save the country. The country is going to hell. We're dying. We're a dying nation, Patrick. And they are becoming so, forget about communists. We're socialists, communists, globalists, fascists. They're killing the country, and it's horrible. And I got world leaders calling me, other people, these are people that don't even like me. They're going, what the hell happened to your country? It's terrible. It's so horrible what's happened. And it's all on their watch. They've done horribly. They should be ashamed of themselves.
All right. Vice President, I have to give you 30 seconds to respond to that.
By the way, numbers are up. Low IQ.
Go ahead and respond, Vice
IQ.
President.
Kamala. I call her Kamala.
Just jump right in there. Just jump right in there, Vice President. I don't think we're going to be able to hit the mute button.
By the way, her husband's gay. You know that, right?
Oh my goodness.
He's gay.
You know-
He's gay. I heard he's gay. She's gay. She's a lesbian. He's gay. The whole thing is a fraud. You know that. The whole thing is a fraud. He says, I'm a real man. He's not a real man. He beats her. He slaps around women. You heard that, right? Slaps him around.
I did
He
see.
slaps the hell out of him. They say he's a man. He's not a man.
You hear why there's so much hate in America now, and this is why I have the experience to be president. This is
You know,
exactly why
she doesn't shut up.
Donald
doesn't-
Trump is not.
Patrick, she
Middle
doesn't
class.
shut up. If ISIS came over and beheaded her, her mouth would still be running. She doesn't know how to shut up. She doesn't know when to shut up. What a horrible person.
I
mean, vicious,
she-
nasty person.
She does say.
It was a coup, you know. By the way, how about this? Remember they talked about the coup? They said, oh, it's a coup, it's a coup. They said it when they invaded Mar-a-Lago. You heard about that.
Mhm.
They invaded Mar-a-Lago. Meanwhile, it was a coup. They put out Biden, who got like 48 million votes. They put her in. She never got a vote in her life. Then meanwhile, they invaded Mar-a-Lago. They said they wanted top secret. They went into Melania's closet. I said, they don't want top secret. They want Victoria's secret. Terrible. You should be ashamed.
Thank you,
No
sir.
one's betrayed they have betrayed. Nobody.
Thank both of you for coming. It's very clear we have such wonderful choices running for
And
office.
by the way, excuse me,
Yes.
they attacked they got very personal. It's got very personal. They called me Hitler. They said I have,
They
they
did
attacked
do that.
Melania. They attacked Melania. Can you believe that? She attacked Melania. Me and Patrick, you know this, right? Me and Melania have a beautiful, beautiful relationship. We get along very, very well.
That's what you said, sir. Yeah.
We get along very well because she doesn't speak English.
And there you have it. I relationship advice for everyone. All right. Thank you again for turning out, and thank you again, America, for tuning in. And well, there's your options. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. By the way, she's a lesbian.